To add my bit of congratulations to you, sir, for having been elected Member of Parliament. I am very happy, and I am sure the Brigade as well with the division. All the best wishes. If there's any question, my report have been circulated, so I'm prepared to answer any such questions that may arise, sir.
Thank you. Any question for? But let me also thank you and the members of your staff for the support that you have given me and the municipal corporation over the 4 years that I've been here. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. You, that you're always present, that you're required to be at by the St. James Municipal. Your discipline, your dedication, and your commitment to duties have no bounds. And for that, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thanks. Local government reform update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's continue with all the different initiatives under the reform. Of note, however, is our LED program that we have been implementing in the council, and we continue to process application for the months of July and August, and all councillors have been allocated an amount, and there are some councillors who have not yet exhausted the amount that has been allocated. So we're still processing application for these programs. So, and we continue with this program. Is the UN COVID response. As you know, this program was funded by the United Nations, and it is in fact a response to the COVID, and it has certain initiatives. There's a sensitization or awareness component to it. There's also a PPE distribution component. There's also a sanitization component. We have also community development and of the Canterbury area in which it is being implemented. And also there is an entrepreneurial component which will see us training persons and assisting them. We are at about 40% implementation, and we will continue to work with the United Nations in implementing this project. So the report from the LED officer was circulated. You can read the report, and if there is any other information that you need, we will be able to provide that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee. And I have to comment on the LED program, because this program was the brainchild of this administration. And so far, we will be spending over $25 million in the last 3 years. Persons in our various divisions to do startup business or to assist in business that they have already started. And I can say this, it has been going to reach those persons who we intend to reach, those persons who are at the lower scale of the economic ladder. And these are funds that own source funding that we have earned through our prudent management at the St. James Municipal Corporation. Over $25 million. The first year, it was $250,000. The second year, it was 500,000 per division. The third year, which we are now in, it was 500,000. But by virtue, even in this time of COVID, we were able to increase it to 1,000. And for that, it led me to make sure that we help those persons. Part of the success story that we are in this administration as a municipal corporation. And once again, thanks for those persons who participated and see exactly what we were trying to get at. And I can tell that I don't see Dr. Dove here this morning. Oh, doctor here? Well, you should be the one reporting. Come and report on that program. Give a 5 minutes overview on that program, Dr. Dove. Because I know you're very, very integral with this program, and you work very long and hard to make sure that this program is a success. So I'll just give you 5 minutes to just start.
Good morning, everyone. Your worship, thank you. And all protocols observed. Just to say that the program has been a tremendous success. We have reached the very poor persons. We have many persons in the program that are having challenges, mental challenges, physical challenges, and without the program, I don't know, LM Division, she has many challenges, and what she does is to actually buy coal from she's able to survive, and that's how they're able to survive. So the program also have helps with many children, like mostly we have a high level of female in the program. I have this who was successful to go to UTech, and she was having a challenge. So she got the assistant, and she was able to set up a variety store, just going to the haberdasher, buying different things to UTech, and is doing pretty well now. And these are the success stories that really I think the council should put together a brochure to document these success stories, because it is tremendous. Many persons are in poultry, farming, they have never started before, but they're able to turn over to help persons in the community, because they are now employing persons. You have the restaurants, the variety is very wide. The program that had started business, they had business before, and they're very happy. We did a training session with them that what we're doing, because it was different, it was new, and we have interest from the other councils, municipalities who want to know more about the program so they can be able to achieve. And I think this program shows the care that we have for the smallest person and the marginalized in the parish. It's not about the big man, it's about those who are at the rock bottom. No assistance, they cannot go to an institution like even a credit union, they have absolutely nothing. And we took them in, we do the processing, and we get them started to be a valuable citizen, to give them that sense of purpose, that sense of achievement, that even though they may not be able to read and write very well, or have certain achievement, that they can lift themselves up. And the feedback that you get, it is so tremendous, because many of them never expect to even have their own business, to start anything. But through this program, the parish, the municipality has been able to reach nook and cranny, some places that I didn't even know in the parish, that the councillors go, and they're all over the place. And I must commend the councillors, all of them. Approach is right across the board, and that is the most fundamental and important thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that report, Dr. Dove. But a very far-reaching program. Dr. Dove said, these persons can't even do that program, and possible, probably at some point, they will seek some grant funding. to assist to make.
Resolution, there's just one matter, building first remark made in the nuisance, and it has been repaired, caveat from the property, and therefore I would ask that this.
All in favor? The ayes have
Okay.
it.
With respect to Barracks Road, 6 Barracks Road, we are in discussion with the owner of that property to abate the nuisance, and they will take step to remove the building, and so that matter is on pause. We are not applied for the absolute or take the step to abate that one. With respect to the other item, we are proceeding in court to get a, you had also missed water shortage. I don't think there's anything to report on that, Mr. The resolution dealing with the sale of community land, I am sure we have received the title for lot number 26. The title for 26 and for 27 and 28 is being processed. However, Mr. Chairman, we would need to look back at that resolution, since the resolution, there's 3 lots that we have there, so we need, if we're giving approval for the sale of 2, then we would need to define the 2 lots, or we would have to amend the resolution to include all 3. So that matter will have to come back to council for some modification. All right, but in the meantime, we are still in the process of getting the titles so that we, and having discussion with the Land Divestment Committee, because we still have to go through the LDAC in order for us to dispose of this property. So we have already written to them seeking their assistance in completing these transactions. With respect to resolution for additional work, that matter was resubmitted to the ministry, and we are awaiting a response. For the resolution 12 of summons, resolution applying to the ministry for an order that the provisions of the Parish Abundance Cemetery shall take effect. That resolution, the Abundance Cemetery on Jimmy Cliff, we have received information that the survey is complete and it is at the surveys department for final processing. We have actually started the preliminary design. We would not be able to complete that until the survey is finalized. So we are well on our way, Mr. Chairman, in getting that matter dealt with. I'm hoping that we will be able to complete that process within the next 2 or so. For it to be renamed Anthony Hart Boulevard, express your concern about us moving. It is now at the Jamaica Printing Service for gazetting. It has been gazetted and it is there for publication. So I'm hoping that that will be done in short order. Thereafter, we would move to have the renaming ceremony. And that is where we are with that resolution, Mr. Chairman. Has been removed. Resolution for the refurbishing of Mafuta Community Center. That has been done, and therefore this matter will be removed at next meeting. For the resurfacing or the overlay of roads within the city of Montego Bay, that resolution, a new estimate was received, and the resolution was resubmitted for processing. We are awaiting a response on that one. And resolution seeking to amend law governing the restrictive covenant. That again is still at the ministry. Mr. Councillor Sinclair needs to address the resolution having to do with that, to deal with inquiry into specific information in relation to this resolution so that they could move forward. I've already communicated with the councillor for the Flankers Division for him to give additional information so that we can continue to process this resolution. Working with the ministry, we have written to the local land divestment committee again, and we are waiting a response on them and get that resolution finalized. And so, Mr. Chairman, for the other resolutions, we are still awaiting response from the ministry. I do not have anything new to report on the other 3 resolutions, so that would cover all the resolutions that we are working with, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're now on to Mayor's announcement. We'll defer Mayor's announcement. And for so we'll continue with the local board of health report. Local board of health. No representative. Mr. Lee, we have some. Okay. Application for license. Huh? Oh. Sorry, thank you. Can I have a motion? Suspend to second now? All in favor? Is there any representative from the local board of health here? Can I get a motion now to revert us back to?
Mr. Chairman, before the applications for barbers, hairdresser, beauty therapist, and for renewal, I have here applications on the barbers and hairdresser, 2 for new barbers, 9 renewal. Beauty therapist, we have 8 such applications. For beauty therapists, we have 51 such applications. All these applications have met the requirement, they have been approved, and therefore we ask that this local board of health give approval for these licenses.
Can I have a motion accepting? Second. All in favor? Ayes have it. Can I now have the report from the local board of health? Public health. Public health.
Yes, media, good afternoon, or is it good morning? Good morning.
Morning.
I will commence with our vector control program. We currently has been embarking on the task worker vector control program. We have maintained 93 such workers. Mr. Tufton to continue of this year. So we're in the recommencement of this program. Under this program, for the month of August, we have managed to inspect approximately 14,000 premises, 1,600 of which were positive for mosquito breeding. This has resulted in an Aedes index of approximately 11.5%. A total of 151 communities have been inspected, with 34 of them being fogged for mosquito control. I should say now that we have commenced the training, the 8 weeks training of the community health aides. This training began on August. 85 participants. We were open for 107. However, the uptake was not so much there. I want to commend the counselors for submitting names of persons who were so qualified for the program. The program is very didactic. We want to ensure that all the persons that are trained are able to go into the various communities and represent the Ministry of Health at a very professional and committed manner. Our operations at the airport continue. For the month of August, 426 flights arrived with 32,488 passengers disembarked. We want to embark on a craving the participation of the various stakeholders, so we can agree upon a mutual date and time for this joint inspection. The conditions of the People's Arcade remains the same. We are seeking consultation to address these urgent matters. We have persons who are actually living in the area. We have seen poor sanitary conditions existing in this area. So we want to quickly convene a meeting so we can address the matters at hand. We have also, for the general election, we have visited 33 of the polling divisions. No major public health concerns were there inside the areas, but on the outside we have seen issues of social distancing and inappropriate wearing of you, Mr. Mayor, on your achievement as Member of Parliament on behalf of the Environmental Health Unit, in extension the St. James Public Health Services. I'm sure that you will excel in your endeavors, sir. Thank you. Are there any questions for?
Is there any question from the representative from the Ministry of Health?
Just one concern, His Worship. She said that 100 LTA'd was their target, but she only got 87. Is there any plan for the other 23 persons?
Yes, we actually over the past 2 weeks we have conducted additional interviews. However, the areas of concern are in the Bogue area and Reading. That's the area where we have a deficit at this moment.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Doc, your turn.
Mr. Chairman, councillors, members of other agencies, a very good morning to you.
Morning.
Let me start first by saying, sir, Mr. Chairman, Councillor Homer Davis, Your Worship, Mayor, heartiest congratulations on the next step that you have taken as a representative of the people of your constituency. The assistance and the buy-in with the St. James Public Health Services, with the St. James Municipal Corporation, achieve much in respect of public health for the parish. So we will miss that partnership with you specifically at the head. But we do wish you Godspeed in your next step. And if you are as keen as you have been in this sector, I believe that you will achieve even greater on a wider scale. Congratulations to you, sir, again. In respect of infectious diseases in our parish at this time, let me first speak on the matter of dengue fever, which is still around, will be around, but has not been seeing the numbers that we would have noted between last year, January, coming into this year, and we have declared that epidemic over, but we still maintain a vigilance, and we are still in our communities educating and maintaining the Aedes indices at a lower level, because the lower the index, then the lower the possibility of the disease spreading, and hence the lower the risk to life. Has us in its grips now is COVID-19. Severe acute respiratory syndrome, COV-2, otherwise called COVID-19. And in the parish, we have been seeing increases over the last 2 weeks. Our numbers have jumped exceedingly for this parish, both in respect of persons who are diagnosed, and unfortunately we have lost some lives in the last 2 weeks. May I ask that everyone here become a spokesperson to ensure that we keep this condition in check. It has been proven based on what's coming out of other territories that would have had an advanced start to us. It has been proven that proper mask wearing, that the distancing, that the hand washing, it has worked, it has helped to reduce the numbers. So we as individuals in our spaces, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, in between the points, whatever location you find ourselves, can we all become advocates so that we can keep our numbers down? The fewer we have, the less likely it will be that we'll have complications. Complications with this condition is what is causing the demise of some of our citizens. So I'm imploring that we get on board and all be active participants in ensuring that we remind our brothers and sisters, because sometimes if you walk through, if you drive through, you realize that persons seem to have forgotten about wearing of masks. Let us remember to wear the masks, and let us also remember the other aspects of the distancing and the hand washing. That's so vital. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. Any question for Doc? I think your report has resonated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that congratulatory remarks. Thank you. Thank you. Can I now have a motion taking us back to regular council meeting? Can I have a second now? All in favor? Ayes have it. Municipal matters, Mr. Lee?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I ask that you entertain a motion to accept the meetings of the various committees as listed on the agenda. Item 1.3 for the finance, HR, to accept the minutes of these committees.
Thank you.
Wait,
Can I get a motion accepting? Okay, second. All in favor? Very, thank you.
Okay, resolutions, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, resolutions.
I have from the St. Mary Municipal Corporation support for the resolution to rename the refurbished Ministry of Labor and Social Security building, to rename it to the Shiny Robinson building. We have support from the St. Mary Municipal Corporation with that concern. In terms of new resolution, I have a resolution from the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, and this St. Catherine Municipal Corporation is asking for your support for this resolution. I'll quickly read it. It's a resolution passed by the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, whereas the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation comprises of several residential communities, and whereas these communities, and whereas in these communities unladen with, and whereas parking of heavy-duty vehicles exceeding 2,540 kilometers in these communities, such as trucks, delivery vans, tractors, and whereas these vehicles exceeding the unladen weight will only be permitted and accommodated when making deliveries. It should not be permitted in these communities without a special permit, and any breach will result in the removal of such vehicle and a fine of $250,000. And they ask that this resolution be circulated for municipal car park heavy vehicle in communities. They are here for your support.
Councillors, this resolution was passed some time ago. Our support. It is a resolution that has merit. We have seen how in residential communities where these large units have parked and in some instances have garaged, and what it does, it certainly obstruct and also destroy the roadways. I would recommend studying that focus, give it some consideration, but I think this resolution is one that we should look at supporting. We need to go further also, because what has been responsible for communities is how put their building material along the roadway so the water keeps running in the middle of the road and damages the road. And that in itself is something that we need to look at, because we cannot be spending millions of dollars for residents and builders to just come and deposit material right on the side of the road, block the natural drain. Then when it creates a problem now, then we've. So I think that this resolution needs to be looked at and with a view of giving some support. Thank you. Is there any other?
Mr. Chairman, just for clarification, are you noting or are you supporting? I didn't get that. Okay.
Well, we noted at this time, but I would say it back here. We need to give it some support.
I have no other matter for the from this.
There's no notice of motion.
No, I have no notice of
Is there
motion.
any new matters? Thank you. Councillor True.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor.
I must also, and from my, I am not going to say that I'm going to miss you. Because you're not giving this space to make a lot of trouble. But I want to wish you all the best in your new role as Member of Parliament. We have our different things and different platforms when we are in that mood. But I know you will make an excellent Member of Parliament. And I'm wishing you and your constituency for the next 5 years, all the best. But Mayor, there are some commitments that you made before you go, and I just want to say to you right now, when you first installed as Mayor of Montego Bay, so I ask you, as the Mayor of Montego Bay, I have an ear in my ear that is broken away, and you promise through a resolution at this council that while you're leaving, sir, you have the last breakaway be fixed, sir. And I am saying to you, sir, that whosoever succeeds you, decision, the way you operate. Decision, the way you operate. And I've been always here to make a lot of trouble. So you will hear, read, or see. But Michael Jupp is the same Michael. All for one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mikey. It was Guy Loeffler once said, after 13 years, I could not accept to be number 2. And that 13 years is not the unluckiest number. It is my lucky number. Ladies and gentlemen, councillors, I said all of that to point out to you that after 13 years in this council, and having spent the last 4 years as mayor of this wonderful city, Montego Bay, the time has come for me to move on. Today is a bitter, sweet day for me, a sentiment which I know is shared by my councillors and members of staff at the St. James Municipal, that having served my country in the wonderful of St. James, Homer. When I was first elected councillor for the Cambridge Division in 2007, I had no intention of becoming mayor, and worse, I had absolutely no intention of becoming Member of Parliament for Southern St. James. Looking back at my journey, the St. James Municipal Corporation, I would have served and supported 2 mayors, Mayor Sinclair and Mayor Harris. I am JLP, and then a part of a 4-seat minority, which was reduced to 3-seat majority. And again, a part of a 13-seat majority while serving as mayor. When I was appointed chairman of the St. James Municipal Corporation and mayor of the city of Montego Bay, my first order of business was to set about restoring the image, the reputation, and the integrity of the corporation, which over many years before had taken a battering and had lost the public's respect. I remember meeting with members of staff and where I outlined my vision, and 4 years later, I can reflect as a happy mayor and state that my mission has been accomplished. Over 13 years as a councillor and the last 4 years as mayor, I also, even if we are on opposite side. I have enjoyed a great working relationship with every member of staff, and in the process, as a team, we have managed to build back the respect, credibility, and integrity to the St. James Municipal Corporation. To the agencies that we have worked together, Public Health, the police, the National Solid Waste Management Authority, the Jamaica Fire Brigade, the Parish Development Committee, civil society, and most important, the media have always been here to support me and the municipal corporation. I say to you, a tumultuous thank you to you. You have made my job much easier, and thank you. Since of September 3rd, 2020 has changed my life forever. And here and now, I must pay tribute to the wonderful citizens of St. James Southern, on whose shoulders I stand and will be walking into God knows as their representative. I pay tribute to the councillors and members of staff of the St. James Municipal Corporation, who gave me their support in piloting the council's agenda and in my quest to become a member of the House of Representatives. As I stated earlier, today is a bittersweet day for me. I know that I'm leaving this corporation in good hands, knowing well that my councillors will continue to perform to the expectation of the people of St. James. During the time I have spent here, I have learned how to become a better person, a better leader, and I thank everyone for the role they played in my development. I leave the corporation knowing that as a team, we have raised the bar and have placed the St. James Municipal Corporation as the poster corporation of Jamaica, the benchmark by which other corporations are judged. As I say goodbye to the St. James Municipal Corporation as a councillor and as a mayor, I will always remember the 4,745 days that I have spent here. I will always carry every memory in my heart, wherever I go, and I will always be a part of this municipal corporation. God bless you. God bless the people of St. James, and God bless Jamaica. Land people. That ends my mayor's announcement. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I think this is the final time I'll be allowed to address you as such. I rise to convey congratulations. You're moving from councillor to member of parliament, which is, I believe, very deserving of you. While I sat at my chair there, and I heard the councillor over there, Michael Chu, congratulating you for your next step. I was drawn back to an occasion about 2 meetings ago where he stood up, when he said, and I quote, "The people of Southern St. James will not forgive you for what you have done. But I think in his prophecy, he read it the wrong way. Them say cock mouth kill cock. Because here we are today, Mr. Mayor, Parliament for Southern St. James. The people have rewarded you for what you have done, Mr. Mayor. With that said, Mr. Mayor, I've been your Civic and Community Affairs Chair. We've traveled, charity ball, Christmas tree lighting, and all the other wonderful things. I heard you say, Mr. Mayor, that you have, or we have rather, raised the bar. But not only have you raised the bar, Mr. Mayor, you've laid a foundation for any one of us who succeeds you as mayor. And Mr. Mayor, I'm saying it a lot now because I realize it's the last occasion I will have to refer to you as such. I wish you God's blessing. You've worked hard and you've made St. James Municipal Corporation the corporation in Jamaica. And if there was ever a time in my life that I would have been or would have wanted to have served as a councillor, Mr. Chairman, now is the time. And I'm humbled and honored to have served with you. And I look forward to the great things that you, one of the rising stars in the Jamaica Labour Party, have in store for us. And we'll be following you and supporting you and praying for you for your continued success in everything that you do. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
His Worship, I can't believe that you are leaving us and moving on. But I think the time has come for you to do so. And I must say that I have served as your deputy for the 4.5 years. And believe me, I can say that I respect you as a very good mayor. You have done an excellent job. As a matter of fact, there's a term that is used in athletics. It's a technical term. And Debo has just spoken about raising the bar. But even if one uses the Fosbury flop to scale that bar, it will be difficult because of how you have raised it. I can say your shoes is going to be a very difficult one to fit because of the work that you have done. You have had the mental and the physical capacity to do the work, and you have done an excellent job. As your deputy, I will move up. During the installation, I will make...
Too quick, man. That's very slick. No, good afternoon, fellow councillors, members of the press, staff. It would be remiss of me not to come and at least for the last time speak to His Worship the Mayor Homer Davis. You know, Your Worship, being one of the younger councillors in this great country, I can tell you, I think I greatly underestimated the task of what it took to be a councillor. I learned very quickly, but I think I didn't understand the magnitude of the job that it was and it is. I do not think we could have had such a great and successful term if you were not the captain. Very turbulent waters. I remember vividly, and I'm sure Council remembers the floods. That was a rough time. And I remember you piloting us through that. Not to get too emotional, I remember going through, and I remember you being there even when the world was against me. you were there for me. I remember a lot of issues happening in the city, crime, a plethora of issues. You were always there, always cool, always calm. Even many of us in the caucus were flustered, including myself, flapping the wings. Always had a very calm, level head, and I think that is something all of us as councillors have emulated or tried to emulate. I am almost jealous that they know that they have a great incoming MP, but I don't think they understand the fortitude and the metal that the man is made out of. And I want, when you write in your book, throughout your whole life, your worship, you've always stood out in any vocation that you held at the time. Whether crime fighting, as a businessman, as a politician, as the head of the municipal corporation. I can tell them that you're not old, but you're far from cold. And I know that you're going to really bring some serious fire and thunder to Garden House. And it's going to be my personal pleasure to rock back and drink my favorite Red Bull and say, see my farmer me at so look good. Manners and respect, sir. I salute you.
Good afternoon, colleagues, members of staff. His Worship the Mayor. Good afternoon. You know, it is quite fitting to stand here this afternoon, more so as one of the councillors for the Maroontown Division, Southern St. James, and a citizen of Southern St. James. You know, Mr. Mayor, during our time together throughout our constituency and as a mayor of the city of Montego Bay, I have learned so much from you. And I want to personally congratulate and commend you for the work done and for your new position as Member of Parliament elect for Southern St. James. You know, this victory, Mr. Mayor, is not just a victory for you and the Jamaica Labour Party. And I speak from my heart. It is really a win for representation. And I am sure, I'm confident that you will bring this level of leadership and representation which they crave for many decades. You will. Because you have led this municipality with distinction. You have led this municipality with a grace, with an ease, comfort. And if I should grade you even as a mayor, and I ask you to allow me that right, I would give you A+ for your stewardship. Your shoes will be very hard to fill, but I am confident in my colleague that they will do a good job because they have learned from the very best. I want to wish you well, and not just you, but your entire family. May God continue to bless you, and Jamaica land we love.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a very memorable moment for us in St. James. Now I must say, Mr. Mayor, I must personally thank you for taking me to this step where I am now today as a councillor. Way back 7 years ago, you came and saw me of what I was doing in my community, and you had asked me to represent. Well, as a young country boy, this wasn't my dream of being a councillor, but you have saw that in me and asked me to run. Here's Councillor Chu. I want him to know that the way is prosperity. As a citizen of your constituency, I must proudly say I'm glad that you have been there for us throughout the 3 seasons of election and be a victor today to represent us. We are truly been patient for this moment of representation. And, you know, in moments coming up as a young councillor business, I would want to question family business. I would want to question family. I realize that at times when I want to question it, you prove me wrong. And from then till now, I would just sit back and don't question anything at all you do. Now, I can't tell them that I will miss you like how they will miss you, because I have you as my member of parliament. But I know that, you know, there was a saying that if you can remove a anchor, what it is to move a pin. And I am sure that you will steer the ship that you are about to board when you're reaching Kingston. And I'm glad to see the good benefits of my community. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I too would like to, on behalf of the staff and officers of this corporation, express our sincere thank you and our appreciation for what you've done for this municipal corporation. Traditionally, in organizations like we operate here, we usually have a situation where we have us versus them. Us meaning administration and them meaning the political director. And there is always a dichotomy between the two groups. And when you took head of this organization, you set out to bridge that gap. And the first thing you did was you looked at the working conditions of the staff and you said you were going to make it one of your targets was to improve the working condition of the staff. And I recall the first thing you did, we established the gymnasium, you established the homework center, we got you improved the working condition, you improved the building, the aesthetic of the building, painted the building, and all of that we done to improvement in staff morale and of course job satisfaction and of course improved output. And as a CEO, I can testify that this is the best relationship I've ever seen between administration and the political directorate. And it is all because of this standard that you have set and the position that you took in relation to improving the relationship. And I'm happy to say that we had one of the best working relationships we have ever had with staff and administration, and we want to say thank you for what you have done. In terms of our financial performance as a municipal corporation, again, this is the best we have seen. Over the 4 years that you have been here, we have seen an improvement in our own source revenue. And of course, in terms of projects, we have seen the best ever. Like Donald Trump would say, the best ever. Okay, in terms of projects, you mentioned earlier that you collected some 700 million problem was your ability to raise funds. I think your only problem is that you didn't have enough time to spend your money, because you're leaving us with almost another $100 million that is not yet spent. And so I think, we can say that we have seen the best. We appreciate what you have done for us. And as you go into your new role, we hope that we will be able to continue to work with us. I know you will find ways to have some influence in what we do here in this municipal corporation. And we're looking forward to working with you. And we want to say thank you for the service that you have given to us. Thank you for the way you have led us. And we wish you all the best, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you for those profound words. Right, Kerry, tell them we go beyond politics, eh?
Wait, you're trying to caution me, Mr. Mayor?
No.
All right, great. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, councillors. Oh, sorry, it's afternoon already. Wow. All right, Mr. Mayor, I must congratulate you on your victory at the polls. I can say it was in the pipeline. It was in the pipeline coming. But it's commended you publicly and the work you have done for the council. Not necessarily the right things of a lot of people, but at the end of the day, the truth is what it is, and it should always set us free, right? You have done a very good job at the council. I sometimes listen and I try to figure out what it was like before, but some things we don't ponder about. And I really, really appreciate the level playing field with which you manage this council with that I've been a part of for my first time. And I'm sure that Willie, when he takes the mantle, will follow through in the same breath, right? And put me on that course for my second round at the council when that time comes. But Mr. Mayor, it is indeed good to see your elevation, and I'm sure wherever you go, and as I said, whatever role they put you in, you will do your best, and I'm sure you'll do your best for the people of St. James and Southern St. James in particular, and that is wonderful, and I congratulate you. As you mentioned earlier, our friendship goes long beyond me even deciding to go into politics. So those stories are left aside. I remember campaigning in August, and I stopped by your wife's office, which is in my division. And I knock on her door and say, how are you passing through? How is home? And he said, you have to ask him yourself, don't ask me. But I guess the results show for what it is, right? And do your best. And it was good serving with you here. And I know you'll do the best you can. And to the councillors in the municipal corporation and to Willie, I'm sure Willie, you'll have all our support moving forward. And as I mentioned yesterday, I think the image of the council has changed for the better, and I'm sure we'll continue in that direction. But thank you, Godspeed, and do well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I've heard you, and I can assure you that I won't disappoint you. I will give of my best to serve the people of Southern St. James and St. James. So once again, it was indeed a pleasure working with you as councillors. And I know my job as a member of parliament has just begun. And I know I will need some of your help at times. So once again, may God continue to bless this municipality, and may God continue to bless the people of St. James. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will now entertain a motion for adjournment. All in favor?
Why carry the